So it's 5:30 right now. I'm just recording half an hour just before I go and take my class, and I wanted to talk about how you can become how you can overcome the obstacle of shift work so that you can still become healthy. You still have a different mindset towards your health and well-being even though you're doing shift work. Before I do that, I'll just show you something. Sunrise, look at that. Stunning. I know some of you might be on the way to work feeling pretty shit that you got to go to work, so hopefully you appreciate that beautiful sunrise, cheer you up a bit. Now for me, shift work, I've done shift work in the past. It's been a real ball ache. I know what you mean, up and down. It's not your normal 9 to 5 type of thing. You know, it's much harder to get into a routine of any type, right? A lot of people working through the night while we're all asleep. Or you might be just something ridiculous like starting at 3 in the afternoon and it's not finishing until midnight. So for me, I think that the biggest thing to succeeding as a shift worker, hopefully you can hear me alright because it's very windy, is your mindset. Now I think a lot of people that I've worked on shift, and this is not necessarily true for you, but this is just in general, having spoken with people, it's that lack of mindset, that lack of positivity towards health. Now, when I usually put stuff up, people are usually like, well, it's all right for the guys 9 till 5, but it's no different in my head of how you should attack this. Let me explain. So, if whatever 8 to 9 hour period of time that you have to work, that shift, all you are doing is implementing the routine around that time. So let's say, for example, you do 6 in the afternoon, and let's take it round to 3 in the morning. So your golden hour would be from 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, your golden hour would be 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It wouldn't be in the morning because you would be asleep still from your shift. So at 5 o'clock, you would do your meditation, go and find your headspace. Then you would do your exercise or your stretches or your mobility set, whatever it's going to be, some type of activity. Sorry. Jesse, come here now. What you would end up doing then is doing your 20 to 30 minutes worth of workouts. Then you would probably have dinner. Then you would probably review what you've got to do on your shift, if that's the type of job that you have. And then you go off to work and do your thing, come home, and then go to sleep. Because you're not going to come home at 3 o'clock in the morning and do your workout. You're going to be ruined, you're going to be knackered, you're going to be fucked, you want to go to bed. So whether it's you're doing it starting your golden hour at 5, or whether you are starting it at 4:30, whatever it is, you just adjust what you're doing to the time that you're working. So an hour before you work, or an hour before you would normally sort of leave for work, then start your process. Take it back even further. You have the benefit of going, well, I'm working at 6, all right, so I'm going to start this, I'm going to start my stuff at 4. Okay, so you're up during the day. So if you start at midnight and then you finish at, let's look at this is a different way, because I know what some of you will say, well, I start at midnight and then I get in at 8 in the morning and I don't want to do it at 10 o'clock at night, which is fair enough. So in this case, start at 12, go to work at 12, do your shift, go through the day, make sure you're staying strict with your meals. Now your lunchtime, in theory, would probably be around sort of 4 o'clock in the morning, after 3. You'll probably have a snack around 2, then a snack around 6, and then you get off from work. When you get off from work, transition so that you can sleep better. Okay, come in from work, do your meditation, do your headspace, whatever it is that you feel that works for you best. Okay, hopefully you can hear me, that wind is blowing. And then do your exercising, your mobility, shower, breakfast, go to bed. What a great way to transition out of your shift straight back into getting some sleep. And then you do your sleep, get as much sleep as you possibly can, you get up, and then you obviously repeat it. But what you have to do when you do your shifts, because sometimes if you're a policeman or fireman or a paramedic, obviously your shifts change. So you might be going through the morning, then you might be normal. So really it's down to planning and looking ahead and preparing yourself. And when I talk about planning, what I'm saying is that, okay, look at the shifts that you are working. Then work out when you're going to do your hour, golden hour. Work out when you're going to do your workouts. Work out when you're going to eat. Plan the meals that you're going to eat on shift. Instead of going to Dunkin' Donuts, instead of going to Tesco's, instead of going to McDonald's, you can still take a cool bag. If you're a police officer, you can stick it in the back of your car, as long as it doesn't get nicked. But you can take your lunch with you. You need to prepare your foods. I find that a lot of people work that shifts and work through the night tends to get a bit binge eating, and you end up binge eating. Yeah, that makes sense. You tend to just get caught up binge eating and eating crap just because maybe you're bored or whatever it might be. So this is a time. This is an important time for you to be disciplined, consistent, and strong, and man up, and not just fall for the first packet of biscuits that falls your way. So be strict. Just because you work a different time to everybody else doesn't mean that you can't succeed in the well-being area, in your health area, and all other areas. You just have to be on top of your planning. You just have to be savvy about what you're doing and disciplined. Just change your mentality with it. Golden hour before the work. If it's not practical and it's 10, 11 o'clock at night, then you do it after, and it's a great transition to obviously going to bed. I hope that helps. Really, as I talk about everything, especially with my book, it's a state of mind. It's how you look at it. Look at everything with a positive mind, not a negative mind. If you look at everything in a positive light, everything becomes very achievable. You look at it as a negative, you tend to put up your barriers and tend to resist some of the options that are there. And it doesn't come overnight. If you decide to take any of this advice, it won't just happen overnight. You won't just suddenly become successful at this and then be really good at getting the routine weight off. It takes testing. When works for you, what doesn't work for you, and then keep building on that. But what you don't want to do is go, yeah, I'll try that next week, and then you get next week and you don't bother, and then you try next week and you go, yeah, I tried that, but didn't bother. Everything is about implementation. Implementation is king. We can all talk a really good game, right? We can all say we're going to smash it, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Unless you are doing it and backing yourself up, you're just talking. You're just wasting time, which time is your most valuable currency, remember? And you don't want to be wasting that time. Get it done. No excuses. Doesn't matter what time of day that you are working or early morning. There is a routine waiting for you. You just have to implement that, and that guidance I've just given you can hopefully get you there. But everything stems from this. So I really hope that helps. I'm just going to finish off this chat with this last view. Look at this. Stunning. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's have a great day, guys. Let's build up this momentum. We're building up. We're coming to the halfway through the year. It's no fucking joke. 6 months gone already in 2018. That's a long way away from those New Year's resolutions in 2018, and it doesn't matter what stands in your way. Doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You need to rise above it, take control, and keep pushing yourself forward.